Okay. Oh, it's blacked out again. There we go. Back. And... I did not get the link that I wanted to before I came back. That's okay. Give me 1 second. Went and set up the flight in Project Fly. So... there we are. And... Blammo. So that's the flight. If you want to follow it. You get to watch me. Oh, I didn't change Twitch stuff. See, this is why I'm just amazing at this. Because I forget all of this stuff. KPDX-KFHR. And... this is gonna be leg 4. There we go. Oh, I said 5, not 4. I mean, I typed. Yeah. Okay. Update that. Update that. And we should be good. I close sky vector. Alright, so I restarted X-Plane to drop, oh god, it's doing the thing on OBS, I don't know why it's being so bad. I changed some X-Plane settings and had to restart, and then hit resume flight, and it put me in a completely different place. So, that's the thing that happened. Alright, and I bet you the stupid dome light's gonna come on. There we go. Alright. Now then. Battery on. And the plane's completely cold. I really wish this had, and we're like full fuel again. I can change that. Really wish this had like some A2A style persistence. Tank 1, let's go down to like there, I suppose. We'll just say 150. Okay. Yeah, that's about right. Let's get our instrument lights on so we can actually see what we're doing. Get that on. Probably gonna have to prime it. So, select fuel tank 1, full mixture, full throttle. Okay. Full mixture back, full prop, full medium throttle. And there we are. This thing is really, really nice and easy to start. I forgot my beacon light again. It's again because I'm awesome. Pitot heat, sure. Alright, so let's get the flight plan put in here. Flight plan. Menu. Delete flight plan. So first we're going to... B is the other way. B. T. G. And OLM. I just flew right past it. The reason that I thought the flight was going to take so long is because I had originally routed it all the way up over to the coast and then all the way up the coast, and then avoided the Canadian border and flew over back to Seattle. So this way we're going to go much more direct. Here's what we're looking at. We're going to start off here in Portland. And then we're gonna come up here to that place, which is the Olympia VOR. Yep. Which is kind of Seattle-ish, metro-ish area-ish. Then we're gonna come up here to Penn Cove VOR, and then over to Friday Harbor. So we still avoid Canada. And you don't get to fly along the coast as much, but I think that's okay. I kind of wanted to fly through like this area and along the river and stuff, but at least we'll kind of be by Mount Rainier. I don't know. Anyways, that's what we're doing. And yes, Olympia. Yes. Yes. And finally, like I said, going to, I forgot the name of it already. Charlie Victor Victor. I do wish this was the Flight 1 GNS. Because I do like that better. Kilo Foxtrot. Hotel Romeo, perfect. Okay. Double checking on our Metard. Don't think it's changed. 244 knots. Altimeter is still 299.4. Which, yeah, we kind of didn't have right. Sorry, I had to lean around my mic to find it. Okay. So, Battleground VOR. Do you have the Reality XP GTN? Or do you have the Arrow for prepared? 116.6. Set that up on Nav2. 116.6. Nailed it. Also, I feel like that sounded really accusatory and weird. It wasn't supposed to. I'm sorry. How dare you use the GTN that I don't have? 3.4. Okay. So, yeah, so I don't have the Reality XP stuff for X-Plane, because I bought the Flight 1 stuff, and didn't want to spend... Let me get in the air, and then I'll say something about that. Well, I guess I can just talk about it while I derp around. The only reason I ended up grabbing the Flight 1 stuff is because they combined the GTN 750 and GTN 650, and then the GNS 430 and 530. And so that's why I grabbed them. And I looked into the Reality XP stuff because I really wanted to have them for X-Plane as well, but they don't. And so that really, really bothered me. They don't combine them, I mean. So I decided not to get them, and I just complained that I can't use Flight 1 in X-Plane instead. It works out okay for me, I think. Other than not having a GTN. But think my favorite panel that I've seen that has them integrated is in the Milviz Cessna 310, because they just, the way that they offset the GTN 750 and the GTN 650 is really cool. I think they just did a really awesome job with that. Did I forget to turn my alternator on again? No, I didn't. Okay. Am I forgetting anything? Let's center that trim better. Okay. Oh, alright. I don't actually have any presets set up for X camera, so that's how that's gonna go. Oh, did I choose the wrong? Yes, I always do that. We'll just assume that our flight controls work. Okay, so, heading 329. And again, sorry for the black flickers. Yep. Yeah, alright, there we go. And circuit breakers are in. I'm bored of checking on things, so let's go. Now let's observe our wing go through the baggage cart. And now I have to move my hands around all awkwardly because I don't have track IR. Go under the wing of this Dornier. Is that the music, or is that X-Plane? I think that's the music. Those are weird sounds. And let's not taxi all the way down to the runway and just do an intersection takeoff here. Bravo 6. We might not supposed to. We might not supposed to. We might not supposed to, but I'm going to. Remember, looking left before you cross the road is lame. Full mixture. Depths are all up. Landing lights need to come on. Strobes on. Landing lights. There we go. And transponder off of standby to on. And then vroom vroom. And yes, I know I wasn't on the center line. I mean, what? I love the sound of that turbo. Our gear up. Let's get past this runway before we turn. I did not set up any traffic for this flight because effort. And I figured you didn't want to watch me set up traffic for the flight, and I wanted to get back online as soon as I could. So, I didn't even see any last time. It was supposed to have spawned GA traffic, but I didn't see anything. So. I'm gonna follow the GPS to the first VOR, and then we'll follow our Omnis. Probably bring the prop back now. There. And yeah, let's go. good. So do you feel like the GTN makes it very different? I mean, it's kind of a dumb question, because I would say that I think it does in planes that I fly in prepared. There's also sometimes where I want a more traditional experience, I guess. I wish I was using an older radio stack. Like in prepared, I have the GTN on my Comanche, but then I don't use, when I go to fly like the 172, on the 182 I have the GNS 530, I think. And then when I fly the 172 or the Cherokee, I just have my regular radio stack. Oh, you're flying in VR? Okay. Yeah, I imagine in VR it's a lot easier to deal with the touch interface than trying to spin knobs all the time. Yes. Change heading. 3. There we go. So whenever the 310 finally comes out, will probably be, unless it's one of my short legs, but I want to fly the 310 on this journey. So it's not going to be an exclusively turbo aero around the world. And then I also want to fly like either the Beaver or Otter some in Alaska once I get there. That's one plane that Milviz has support for the GTN in both the Beaver and the Otter, but I just feel kind of wrong putting a GTN in the Beaver. It's weird. It does not match the aesthetic at all. I didn't say you could turn. I don't know what you think you're doing. The other thing with the GTN is I wish that we didn't have to either know somebody or buy the really expensive Garmin data. Because it's awesome that Navigraph exists. And they'll provide the data to simmers a lot cheaper than it actually is. I assume they worked with Jeppesen on that. So I wish, like, Flight 1 and Reality and the Mindstar, it also has one of those stacks. I wish they would get together and, like, work something out with Garmin where we can update the data for a lot cheaper. I just tried to put chocks on in midair. I wish Milviz would make some of their stuff for X-Plane. So I got the Caronato Seneca 5. It's alright. But the C310 prepared is so much better. I know there's the reality expansion pack for the Caronato Baron. The Caronato model hasn't been... They haven't updated it to X-Plane 11. So I don't know. I don't know, man. Yeah, I grabbed rep for... I wanted to try it, and I wanted to try it with a plane that I didn't really have an alternative to. So I ended up grabbing the V35 Bonanza and getting the rep pack. I think I flew around with it for like 5 minutes. It made it better, for sure. I'm not quite sure that I agree that it brings stuff up to like an A2A level of standard. But it definitely helps. And... oh, I forgot to do that. Wait, did I? Yes, I did. Wait, did I? Yes, I did. Okay. Sorry. I couldn't remember what frequency it was supposed to be on. GPS line says I'm spot on, but that says I'm not. Is that because I have... that's because I have that. Not right. That's more like 329. Okay. I'd like to get the Baron. I think it'd be fun. It'd be a fun little plane to... little twin to fly around in. Yeah, but I also have the Milviz Baron. And while they haven't updated theirs to Prepared 4, it's still pretty awesome. So... maybe once we get up into Alaska, we'll fly around with the Bonanza a little bit. Get some experience in it. Because I definitely didn't give it a chance. And by that I mean I just didn't fly around in it a lot. How does X-Plane do with that, with single engine ops? Because I don't feel like Prepared really does their drag model well enough to do that. It either feels like way too much drag or not enough. we're well above the minimum altitude for terrain obstruction clearances. Now the frame rate's looking a lot better. I'm sure that the jittery annoyingness will return once we get to Seattle, but I think I was the single engine thing. How does X-Plane handle shutting down an engine? Shutting down an engine. Also, I can't believe you. That's just completely rude. I'm so offended. I'll mail you a bottle of my tears. From all the crying. I'm not gonna do any of that. No, not the throttle. Prop. Let's bring that back like to there. Oh, now we're descending. You know, I hate to say it, the more I play X-Plane, the more I kind of want to go back and play Prepared. And I'm not sure why that is. I think the weather depiction has a lot to do with it. I just hate the way X-Plane fails at weather. Getting the Baron with rep is really tempting. If Coronado had updated their Baron model, or when, maybe, hopefully, then I will probably be a lot more interested in it. I liked the style of the Bonanza and kind of the way it flew with rep, and I liked the sounds and everything. But at the same time, like a lot of the features that you kind of expect, the textures felt dated, and things weren't shiny enough. I do not. Have not, I suppose. Have not watched him. lot of crisscrossy roads down there. I feel like the Milviz update for the Baron is hopefully just around the corner, and I'm hoping that they add True Glass to it, and that would just be amazing. And so it's kind of hard for me to say to want to also go spend money on that one, you know? At the same time, I also don't have a really good high-fidelity piston twin. So it's tempting. I really wish that the... So my favorite features of like rep and A2A's planes is the persistence and the kind of the that's the maintenance aspect of it. And I'm super excited for the 310. Not sure if you were here for it, but I whenever that comes out, I'm probably going to hangar this for a few flights and fly that. Just because I love the old 310, so I'm super excited for the new one. But as far as the rep and E2A stuff goes, is I love the maintenance and what's the other word?
Why can't I think?
Persistence. That's it. The persistence of the aircraft state. I love that attention to detail and that modeling. I'm super interested in the Flight 1 King Air for that reason. But also that prepared turboprop simulation is so bad that and also they didn't include True Glass, so that seems to be my level of whether or not I consider an add-on these days. Does it have True Glass? Which is one of the reasons I'm so excited for the 310R. Because that True Glass is going to be awesome. And their page still says coming soon. I wonder if they're gonna wait till Friday. A 310 is so fun to fly. I very briefly considered grabbing the Coronado 310 because I think theirs is like they added PBR to it and everything, like fully X-Plane 11 planed out. Let's try to climb under these clouds. Climb under these clouds? Okay. Oh, that's C-340. I have a hard time doing helicopters in prepared because have spent a lot of time flying them in DCS. And back when FSX had come out, I had flown some choppers around. It is bumpy. But then, like, once the DCS-KFHR came out, I pretty much exclusively flew helicopters in that, and I couldn't go back to the helicopters and explain what? Why? Why are we like? Oh, it's let's descend and get out of this. I haven't flown any helicopters in X-Plane yet, though. But it'd really have to be on par with the stuff available in DCS. I am not in love with this bounciness right now. I think it's just getting worse. Do not like this at all. Yeah, I've been not doing autopilot. I was trying to descend out of this turbulence, and I was also looking over at my laptop because I was trying to find the C-310 on Coronado site, which is why I was like turning so much. I'm curious if it's actually bouncing the aircraft around a lot or if it's just X camera freaking out. Or, I guess, head shake. No, that's not what I want. Damn it. Okay. I'm just curious because, like, if once I get levelish, the altitude isn't really bouncing around up and down a lot like I would expect to see. But I suppose my airspeed is a little bit. Why is it on the co-pilot's yoke? That's weird. Also, that totally didn't work. Mostly because it pulled the circuit breaker back there. Alright, let's try going up, I guess. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's actually wind. And turbulence. Which is super obnoxious, but whatever. And right about now is when I wanted to switch to my right take. I have been tempted to try helicopters and X-plane just to see what they're like. I don't know that I'd fly them that much, though. I think with helicopters I expect some kind of mission-oriented thing to do. Whereas, like, doing this, like, I'm just, okay, well, I just want to fly around the world in this plane. Or, I'm gonna go do some flights for my VA, or I just want to fly from here to here today. If there was a cool... Alright, take care, man. If there was a cool, like, mission-oriented thing for, like, civilian helicopter operations, like, I don't know, being a news guy and flying around or something like that, I would be way more into that. Alright, here we go. We're getting back on the... Looks like turbulence has chilled out a little bit. I don't know if that's because I'm flying into the wind or because it's chilling out a little bit. But we're getting back on track here. And once we hit OLM, need to load up CVV, which is going to be 117.20. Let's just pull this up. So we were bouncing around too much to try to play with that in the virtual cockpit. And there's the cloud, which we don't want to be in. Nope, the bouncy's still awful. Guess we're just gonna have to deal with it. There we go. Okay, so I think I was wrong. I don't think there is a Coronado C310R. I don't know why I was thinking there was. This is C210. CT210. Which actually, I think Rep has an expansion pack for that. I wonder if that one's any good. I'm sure it is. I wonder if it sounds as awesome as this, though. Coronado hasn't updated that one for X-Plane 11 either. I have a love-hate relationship with Coronado. On the one hand, their airplanes are so pretty. On the other hand, systems modeling is so bad. The flight modeling is so bad. I wish there was more companies that made business jets on the market. Like high fidelity business jets. I actually really like flying those. We are just getting bounced all over the place. I will say it's really cool. I've never seen without Active Sky. I've never seen this kind of thing in Prepared. Granted, you probably also maybe don't notice it as much with Chase Plane. Without Chase Plane, I mean. Alright, let's try to get this tuned over. 113 point, what? 4. 113. 4. There we go. And it's gonna be along 346. Actually, now that we're here, we can just kind of fly up the water. I was gonna say harbor. Yeah, we're getting a little bit of stuttery. That's okay. Let's try to descend again. Hey, because we're getting close-ish. We've only got like 75 miles or so. And 2, getting bounced around is super annoying. I still can't get over how good default X-Plane looks. Like, especially in the cities. I would need and prepared. I mean, okay, yes, I have it, but you need like Pacific Northwest and Seattle Cityscape, or not Cityscape, but Seattle from Jazwecki and FTX Vector. Granted, all those things put together looks better than this, but this looks so much better than anything default prepared could do, or does. Default, it could do way better. Yes, betterer. But it just doesn't. $72 miles. And that's to CVV. Yeah. This wind is just awful. Okay, so I'm gonna pull up KFHR over here. An RNAV approach and NDB approach. Okay. Oh god, what am I doing? Getting slammed around by the wind. Not paying attention. 16 or 34. Other runways to Friday Harbor. Winds. Are 140 at 7 knots. So that means we take runway 16. Try to get back on track. It's a little bit better. Only 67 more miles of this. By 67, I mean 68. I'd love to have something like Vector for X-Plane. Because I'm not in love with the coastline. It looks too sharp. Fake. I don't know, maybe that's what it actually looks like. Perfect 30-degree angles. Who knows? People that live there know. Does that road just go into the... It does. That's awesome. That's the other thing. I love that Vector adds so much, so many bridges. Doesn't seem like it's quite as bad down here, so... Landing will be interesting if it's this bumpy. It's still 60 miles to go, so it probably won't be. Metar doesn't say anything about gusts. Weather change. Two-niner 87 on this guy, which I can barely see. Yeah, that's not good. Change it over here. Oh god, don't open the door. Bump, bump, bump. Okay, there we go. You know, I just thought about this too. Something else that bothers me about X-Plane. It's not X-Plane's fault, but there doesn't seem to really be a strong standard for whether dials can be scrolled, or you have to click and drag, and if you click and drag, which way makes it go up, or which way makes it go down. I wish there was more, some kind of standard for that, 'cause I'm saying this because I was doing some flights in the IXCG 737, and it was... I feel like all their dials are all over the place. And then I come here and it's everything's scroll. I can scroll or I can drag, but I wish I could scroll in 737. Oh my gosh, this is brutal. Is it not 117.2? It is. It's just not in range of the VOR. Interesting. Bounced around so much. Really brutal crosswind. Yes. Oh, interesting. Wow. So we need to be up around 4,800 to make sure we clear all this terrain. We're not, so let's make sure we do that. I've got to map prop control and mixture control to buttons. Actually, I'm sure they are already mapped to buttons. I just need to figure out what they are. Clouds are appearing back. $51.4. Okay, we should be clear of any terrain here. We can level off. Look, there's a airport there. I don't know what that is. What is that? Probably... it's 2 runways? No, 1. Is that Apex Air Park? Seems big for an air park. Not sure. Not seeing anything screaming out to me. Oh, it's this airport on Sky Vector, so. Oh, you know what? It's right there. Wow. Sometimes. Sometimes I appall myself. I don't want to fly over the airport. I want to follow that road. Interesting houses down there. Couldn't have expected a neighborhood like that. There we go, that's better. I totally didn't turn my omnis to the right. Bearing and radial. Oh well. It's just super difficult to trim and control this. I like seeing the yolks in the cockpit. There's instruments that are in the wrong place. That would probably be significantly alleviated by track IR or VR. 40 more miles. Things will be there in 13 minutes. And we've got a short little, what is it, 20-mile hop over some water, and I'll be to the hoppa. X-Plane's default water's looking good. I have a feeling, because I keep forgetting to download the rest of the regions for X-Plane. I've only got the, North America right now. Actually, I might not even have Canada and Alaska. That might be a problem. Not today, but later. But I have a feeling I'm going to forget to download them. So I better figure that out. Wait, why have we gone up in time rather than down? Yeah, it's been pretty nasty bumpy. Oh, maybe that was 18 minutes and not 13 minutes? That's probably what it was. If we come down a little bit, because we've climbed way higher than I ever meant to. That'll speed us up a bit. There, now it says 13. I think. Alright, so we've got this little bit, and then we've got a little water bit, then we've got another little land bit, and a little bit more water bit. And we'll be there. Just waiting for the next X-Plane weather cycle to pop in and suddenly massive downdraft or something. I really like this plane. They did a pretty good job with it, I think. Never flown one, so I actually have no idea, but sure is fun in here. I cannot comment on the quality of them in prepared, as I have no idea. I think I may have impulse bought them, but I never flew them. Yeah, I think I did, because I was watching some like developer or some Flight FS Elite interviews with the Just Flight guys, and I was like really impressed with the stuff they were saying. I'm like, I'm gonna go buy some other planes now. Because that sounds like a thing I would do. Yeah, I think everybody's happy with them, and I would definitely agree with that. I feel like the flight model is pretty good on this guy. Again, never having actually flown one, I can't say whether it actually is or not. I just feel like it is. But I really miss... I don't know if you were here for when Shalimar and I were talking about it, but I love the Rep Reality Expansion Pack, I think, and A2A's maintenance and persistence stuff. I just wish that basically every plane had that. Because I kind of hate, you know, Friday when I come back to do the next leg of this flight, the hour counter is going to be reset. You know, I should check the oil, but I know it's going to be full. So that's my only problem with things. And I'm sure those things aren't easy to add into code. But yeah, it makes them so much better. Oh, we're out of the turbulence! Yay! I was confused for a moment. I thought something was going wrong with X-Plane, because everything was smooth. I think they're working on a twin. Based on some... That's pure speculation on my part. But based on some Facebook and Twitter and forum posts that they've made. I don't know if it's a twin Comanche or what, but they have one. Yeah, they have one, and they posted pictures of it on their Facebook. So, that'll be sweet. I just hope it includes True Glass. Arrgh. X-Plane sucks because it doesn't have True Glass. True story. The more and more I read and hear and see about Milviz, the more I like them. their forum posts about Flight 1 versus nav stacks were really interesting. And worth a read if you haven't seen it. And the 310 is going to be sweet. That true glass life. The ground is what are you talking about, sir? The ground is clearly sinking. Did you have the old 310? I really need to get a chat overlay on the stream since I am doing YouTube and Twitch, so I don't just seem like a crazy person when I do that. Oh, hello. Speaking of rain. I apparently will have to look into the restream chat overlay. I will do that, thank you. Didn't they update the C310 to version 4, like, this summer? I don't know, I just got it this year, and it didn't feel like it was too outdated. Especially compared to their Baron. But I might be totally wrong about that. I'd love to see the Baron updated with True Glass and everything, and I'd really love to see the Beaver and the Otter updated with True Glass, even though I know the Otter just came out. But I want to see it updated with True Glass, and I want to see it updated for the nav stack stuff. I think that'll be awesome. I don't think I'll get the nav stack stuff immediately. I have no idea how much it's going to be, but I am really curious to read people's reviews on it and see how it's integrated into the virtual cockpit, especially with what they've said and what Milviz is saying, that they're providing for free their SDK and the virtual cockpit models. Should mean it's much more consistent throughout wherever it's put. That was really disjointed. I hope it made sense. Almost here to CVV, and then it's just another 20 miles or so that way. I feel like my immersions are ruined. You know, it's like it's raining, but if it weren't for the raindrops flying by, I wouldn't know. Plane's still completely dry. I actually got mad once reading the, I think it was FS Labs forums, when True Glass was announced, and people started asking them if they were going to include it, and their response was something along the lines of, no, we're not interested in including that because, you know, we care about systems fidelity, not some little rain effects on a windshield. We're gonna make sure that our APU spools at exactly the right rate and shows the exact right exhaust temperature. But when it rains, we don't care if you're immersed. And I think that people buying the 717 just for that, and everybody that's super excited about the A320, and people getting excited about the MD82, 83, whichever version they modeled, because of True Glass, and then all the Milvis stuff using True Glass. Yeah, no, I mean, I love systems fidelity, but holy crap, my favorite plane to fly right now is a 717 because of the windshield effects. I know if I go somewhere where it's raining, I'm gonna feel like it's raining. We're gonna swing out a little bit because I need to land on the other runway. Yeah, I wish that 748 would just come out already. And they need to backport it to the 777 and then release NG3. I'm curious. Well, I would assume that NG3 is not the max because it's called the NG. So I wonder how they're gonna handle that. I hope it's not another full price thing and it's like a cheap expansion, but it's probably not gonna be. We shall see. Miles. We're only at 2,000 feet? Okay. Feels like we're a lot higher than that. I guess it's hard to tell altitude over water. I really hope it's not full price. I wish PMDG's base pack was the 700 and 800, not the 800 and 900, because nobody operates a 900. Everybody operates the 900ER. And there's like WestJet and I think a couple of low-cost carriers in Europe, but maybe even not, and the Janet flights use the 600, but otherwise the 600 is basically non-existent. so it's kind of silly, like, buying the 800, 900, and then only ever using the 800, and then buying the expansion pack, and then only ever using the 700. Alright, let's start coming down a little bit, find the airport. That's not to say that I am not super duper excited for the Max, and I probably will sucker into getting it if it's full price as well. I'll just be really mad about it. I'll be so salty I could cure a ham. Is that the beacon for the airport? I'm gonna guess yes. Is that cloud trying to swallow me? I'm gonna guess yes. Alrighty. I am really not looking forward to the Pacific flights, because as I come down at the end of the Aleutian Island chain, it's like a 500-mile flight across the Pacific to a dinky little airfield in Russia, and then from there it's a 700 and something mile flight down to the next dinky little airfield in Russia. So those are gonna be long, and I'll probably be using autopilot for them because it's gonna be traveling along GPS routes. But that's still quite a few legs away. I'm gonna keep updating that spreadsheet, which should be posted on Twitter, and I posted it on channel updates here on Twitch, and it's in the video description on YouTube. I only have planned out right now to that second airfield in Russia, and yeah, I am looking forward to the Alaska flights, but I think I'm really gonna have to fly the Beaver around instead of this thing around Alaska, because that feels right. I know that doesn't quite line up with the spirit of an around-the-world trip in a single plane, but I like changing it up. And I'm guessing when the 310 comes out, it's going to be really hard to pull me away from it. Airport in sight. Having this music on is just kind of slightly irritating because I can't actually hear it. So let's just take that back up to full volume. There we go. Except that might be a little loud. Alright, we are just about 1,000 feet, so we're perfect for pattern altitude. And we're basically already on a 45 into the downwind. Landing lights are still on. I never turned them off. Dear Friday Harbor Tower, I'm landing. Deal with it. Also, this is massively different from how I remember it in FSX. Alright, let's... come on, level off. Wait, let me refresh the Matar, make sure we're still... we're sitting at 2988, which is about what I have. I have 2987 dialed in, but close enough. Let's not hit that. Alright. Where it at? Third at. I'm interested to know if Milviz is going to backport navstack stuff into the Beaver and the Otter. Because that would be awesome. Alright, let's slow down. Clear out. Flaps. Start that turn. It's so hard to do this without... The fuck did that? There it is. Okay. That's what I thought that I was, like, passing it. I think I was too close to it on my downwind. And by I think, I mean I know I was too close to it on my downwind. So we'll just pretend like all of that was peachy and not super full of derp. It stopped raining. I wanted to see if Just Flight actually did rain effects in X-Plane. Oh, wait, no, it's still raining. I'm going slow enough that they shouldn't be washing off immediately. That approach was garbage. Didn't land anywhere near center. That's why they make runways so wide, right? Yep. That looked like it was also grass. Brakes. Alright, there we go. Let's kill that. And kill that. Well, I'm just thinking that they wouldn't make runway so wide if they didn't want me to use all of it, you know? Alright, everybody, so that's gonna do it for today's stream. Should be back Friday, starting around 1 p.m. my time, which is sometime, I don't know what the Zulu is, like 1800, 1900 Zulu. We'll be flying up into Canada on our way to Alaska. We'll probably still be flying this unless Milviz 310 comes out, in which case we'll probably be flying that. But thank you for joining me. I'll probably actually be live again soon-ish. Oh, yeah. Park it up. To do my evening stream with my buddy. We play co-op games in the evenings together. So that'll be probably in the next hour-ish, but I'll post on Twitter before we go live for that. Thanks for joining me today, and hope to see you guys next time. Take care.